Oh no.
Of course not. Nobody but Michael sees that.
Yeah. Good Lord. $5 minimum. Christmas night. Oh. Right. Link. Facebook says link. 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 Bait wants to link. What link? You have a nebulizer. I don't use it. And actually, it's Nancy's nebulizer, and she don't use it either. All I use is occasional uh, inhaler. And my oxygen levels are staying 109,
What up?
95, 97. So
Give me
far.
just a second here. Let me get
Good.
Michael off. You guys there? Can you hear me? Thanks, BTH. What up, Justin? Appreciate you, BTH. Always do, man. My rounds aren't straight. Good night for bingo at the VFW. Nice. That's always good. Did you win? How big was the pot? I do know a little bit about bingo. I am the quartermaster of the hall. I am not allowed to play. Oh, well, that's cool. If you got 20 people playing, that's not a bad night. On a Tuesday, right? Can't complain. Let's make your day go by a lot faster. Yeah, they're gonna give me a second. I'm gonna put this on my TV because on the horizontal, I can't read chat. It disappears way too quick. Somebody type something for me really quick. There we are. No participation games in a pit paid out. Hall made $28 between bingo and pool taps and another 71 on food. Nice. That's not bad at all. A few $100. Can't complain. Sounds like a successful night at the old bingo hall. Yeah, insurance has been doing that to everybody. And it's not just you. Even my medical bills, my medical insurance went up. The cost. Dude, my PUD quadrupled in cost per month. Now, I'm complaining about it quadrupling in size, but let me be honest with you. For the first 4 years of me living here, it was only $15 a month during the summertime. So I can't really complain a whole lot there because it's only like $68 a month now. But it used to only be 15. Well, I'm glad that you have that place open for you guys for now. Sounds like you guys had a good time. Did keep the bills, keeps the bills paid, and covers cost tips and all that other stuff. So not bad. Is that Richard? What's up, Richard? I forgot how big the picture is when it's vertical or horizontal. Like my whole TV is a screen right now, and that's pretty cool. But I like vertical streaming a little better. Oh, that's pretty cool. A pew pew waffle. Right on, Richard. It's always nice putting new skins on the truck. Last one was a custom 556. Those are nice, especially the custom ones because you can modify however you want to. Well, within legality, I'm assuming, and maybe even some without, depending on who you are. I mean, hell, you can take a 1022 Ruger and make it look like a fucking AR-15 now. I like shooting 22s. I'm a huge 22 fan. Not a 22 pistol, but an LR. I like the 1022 Ruger. But, I mean, as long as the gun shoots straight, you can be efficient with any of them. Just depends on the length of the barrel, of course, right, for the accuracy. I know how to shoot. I've killed. I'm not proud of this, and I will say it, but I have killed a deer with a 22. I grew up in Oregon, and we hunted for our food. Sometimes, but I have taken down a 22. I've taken down a deer with a 22. What's up, Gary? But it's not something that you should because most people can't shoot proficiently enough or sufficiently enough to kill it within the first shot. And so the problem with that is it just makes it so the deer runs away and it dies off into the woods. Becomes food for something else, but still, that's not the way to hunt. And we're talking about hunting. Gary's on the channel. Gary is a trapper and a hunter, so he would be the guy who would definitely. Hey, Gary, have you ever killed a deer with a 22? Waiting for Gary to answer. I'm sure he's probably cussing at me right now for asking the question. But yeah, Justin, you're right. A 22 long rifle can do some damage. Jesus Christ. Some slick talking sales manager supposedly upgraded me to a Cooper all-terrain 10 ply for the same price. I know it's not preferred. I'm just telling you, I did kill a deer with a 22 when I was younger. What Cooper? I know, but they make more than one Cooper all-terrain. So that's why I was asking if it was the all-terrain ATP or which one they're talking about. I mean, we can find out real quick. I mean, just gotta go online. What's your zip code, Richard? You were raised taking down a deer with a 22? What's up, Jerry? Oh, I got your zip code right here, buddy. Give me a second here. 76504. A 10 ply is for 2500s or bigger, so it is a much stiffer ride. Okay, so the way tires go, your standard load tire is a 4 ply tire. That's for most 1500s, 150s, anything under that is a standard load tire. Unless you get into heavier cars like your Tesla. Your Tesla tire takes a huge load rating because of how heavy it is. Standard load is for people who are just driving around town, hauling your standard load in the back of your truck, nothing major, not a lot of weight all the time, and the vehicle is not a very heavy vehicle. That's your standard load tire. Then you can go into load range C, D, and E. Most tires go from standard load to E. They go from one to the other. I want tire rack. I want discount tire. Here we are. All right, Richard, do you have your sheet? What tires do they put you in? No, it's going to say like Cooper Discoverer. Those are the two. It's always a Cooper Discoverer. Just whether or not they put you in the ATP is what I'm curious or not. Now, for your area, the ATP should be fine. Okay. But ultimately, what I'm trying to figure out is I know for a fact that's not an upgrade. If anything, it's a lateral move. If anything. Will it be a Cooper Discoverer? Whether it be, if it's an all-terrain, it's going to be like the ATP, the rugged, the rugged track, something like that. Road and Trail, Cooper Road and Trail, their new one. I just, like I said, it should be fine, but it shouldn't be equal cost. What I would do is I would find out what tire it was, go online to discounttire.com and put your tire size in, and put both of those tires in and just compare the two prices. I can almost guarantee you the Cooper is, if it's a lateral move, it would be, but it should be lower, which means you're not getting an equal tire. You're not getting what you asked for either. And that shouldn't be what happened. More than likely what happened, and I can tell you this because it's happened to me. Hey Passion. Hi L. Raka. What I can tell you, Richard, is because I've done it before. Somebody forgot to order you tires, and before your appointment tomorrow, they always go over their tire orders, and if they don't have the tires, then they call you with an alternative move. Because I've had to do the same thing. But I will tell you that it should be an upgrade, not a lateral move. If they forgot to order your tires and what you ordered and asked for is not there, plus you've given them enough time to do it, that you should be getting upgraded from the Falcon, not lateral move. And I'll be honest with you, the managers don't care. Okay? And it shouldn't even matter to the salesman either. Because all that matters at Discount Tire is that we're putting on units, we're putting on tires. Whether we're making you safer, whether we're selling you tires, it doesn't matter. Because we have a low price guarantee. So we'll take a hit on anything if we have to. It's not a big deal. $265, $70, $17, $121, $121. Those are Cooper Discover ATP2s. That's exactly the tire I thought they would have put you in. Now that's a core product for us. Not that matters anything. It's a 60,000 mile warranty all season, right? Hey, Michael. That's more than likely what happened. Somebody forgot to order your tires, or they couldn't get there in time, so they changed you into a different product. I mean, at the end of the day, you're getting 5,000 miles more on your mileage warranty. However, it's still not the tire that you asked for. But do you see snow and ice there really in Texas, or are you normally water and dry? I mean, I don't hear of it snowing or getting icy in Texas too often. Okay. And you have four-wheel drive on your vehicle? Yeah, is that yeah, that's Mr. and Mrs. West Texas, right? All right, I'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, Michael. Uh you could still haul what a 250 hauls. You're just overloading your tires and your transmission and your, rear end if that's the case. But that's on you. You've obviously been doing it for a while because you just stated that that's what you do normally, right? So happy Thanksgiving, Michael. Good night. About once a year, you get ice down there, West Texas. How bad is bad though? I mean, I live in the Northwest, so like we get snow and ice regularly. Is your truck four-wheel drive, Richard? If it's four-wheel drive, the tires that they put you in will be fine. What's up, avocado? I didn't see you sneak in. Then you're gonna be fine. Tires will be fine. What's going on, Nick? I just don't think that. I don't think it was a. I don't think it was a lateral move by any means. But it is what it is. Cooper's not a bad tire. It's just not the tire I was telling you about. I've put them on people's vehicles before. You gotta understand, we sell 160 tires a day, if not more. So I'm constantly dealing with people asking about tires and going over options and things like that. But your tire, your environment determines the best tire for you and your drive style and the vehicle you're putting it on. As long as the tire meets the load requirement and speed requirement, it's still considered safe. But your environment will definitely change the application. Yeah, they're new. I just picked them up. I got the Stormtrooper here. And then picked up a Darth piece. I grew up in Oregon. Um, didn't do a whole lot of driving in Oregon, but I did experience driving through snow and ice. We got the colorized Poe Dameron and BB-8. And then the newest, or one of the newer additions that made me want to continue doing the Dark or the Star Wars is the Vader here. Snow and ice. Snow, ice, flat land, not bad. Snow, ice, mountains is a whole different beast. Oh, that's for sure. That's where I live in kind of the mountains. I live in the Northwest, so going up and down hills is really where it's at. For this one, this is just a 5 grammer. It's a card, right? It's just a sheet. It's just a 5 gram. I wish it was ounces. Trust me. But these are all ounces. This is an ounce. And the rounds are both ounces, but that one's not. I wish it was. Trust me. What are you talking about, Richard? Are you talking about at the discount tire you're going to? It's a start. That's for sure, Jerry. I got a lot more coming that I want to do. I'm gonna have FG make me some one-on-ones. I'll be honest with you, Richard. You don't even have to purchase there. You can still go get your tires rotated, your flats fixed, and they rebalance when they rotate your tires. Check all your air pressures. You can go by and get an air check once a month or as often as you want. It's a great company to be involved with, and I say that, and you guys know that I work there. But I'll be honest with you. If I didn't work there and I worked at another tire shop, I'd still, unless I was putting on my own tires and could order what I wanted and got a really good deal, I would be buying my tires there. Costco is one of our biggest competitors when it comes to tires, right? Costco. So Costco employees come to my shop and buy tires. They don't even buy tires in their own store. They don't buy tires at their own company. They buy tires at Discount Tire. Now I've been at I've been at three different locations since I've been at Discount Tire in the 5 years that I've worked there. I just celebrated my 5 year anniversary on the 16th of November. So the 5 years I've been there, I worked at 3 different locations. I've had people follow me from location to location. Now I am a little further away from them than where they were before, but they would follow me from spot to spot. I mean, if they didn't like me or even Discount Tire, they'd have found a different tire shop. The fact that they like Discount Tire and I worked there made it so they would travel 20 minutes out of their way to come get tires when they could drive 5 minutes and get them put on at the local shop. Oh man, were you met out from behind the counter or out in the parking lot? And the reason I ask you this is because that's been our recent big push, right? Is to meet people from out from behind the counter or to possibly meet them in the parking lot. Now, that's what Les Schwab does up here. Yeah, you. Did you walk in the door and walk up to a person at the counter? Or did they come out and greet you? Oh, my mouth hurts. West Texas, what tire shop do you work at? Oh, that's cool, Richard. Yeah, we get pretty busy. We have a line sometimes too. It's unfortunate. I wish we didn't, but we do. What's the most overrated, overpriced tire? That's all a matter of opinion, Jerry. But I work for a discount tire. They don't make Pirellis in a white wall, bro. If that's what you were trying to say. Pirellis are all black wall now. White walls are more and more of a thing in the past. You can get white walls, but you're looking at like the Hankook Kinergy or the Cooper Trendsetter if it's still around. You can get Mayo Mustards with Vogue, and that's a yellow and white stripe. You can also get red and white with Vogue as well in select sizes. And then you're looking at Coker, which is a 2-inch white wall to a 3-inch. They do make a radial in the older design, so it is an actual radial, so it's a lot better than the older design ones, but it is good. Vogue is pretty overpriced, but they're really nice tires. So you want me to just tell you what I believe? Like just to shoot off the hip right now? Okay. Did you know that BF Goodrich is made by Michelin? Do you know that? What up, Ed Marsh? Yeah, I'm not a BF Goodrich fan either, but they're made by Michelin. Also, another tire made by Michelin is the Michelin Pilot Sport All Season 4, which is a 45,000 mile warranty all season, which is great. It's a nice tire. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Is it worth the money that they ask for it? No, not in my opinion. No, because I can get you the Continental, save you $50 a tire, and you'll get 5,000 miles more on your mileage warranty, and you'll get just as good a performance, if not better. And that would be going to the Continental DWS 06 Plus opposed to the Michelin Pilot Sport All Season 4. But people are creatures of habit, you guys. So I will have somebody standing at my counter complaining about the BF Goodrich KO2, how it gets slippery at half-life, how he doesn't like how it's wet traction, how he doesn't like this, how he doesn't like that. And I'll be like, okay, so what kind of tire do you want to look into getting? And he'll look right at me dead in the face and go, well, more KO2s, which makes no fucking sense. KO2s are a cult following. And KO3s, just the same. I think that's one of the most overrated tires, in my opinion. They're a Goodyear factory near me. I used to be Kelly Springfield. It used to be Kelly Springfield. Oh, I know. I know Goodyear absorbed Kelly. They also absorbed Cooper. I've never been a big Kelly fan either, so that doesn't really matter. And I can tell you in certain sizes, I have 72 tire options that I could sell you. And in some cases, the Goodyear all season, just the standard, regular old Goodyear all season, out of the 72 tires that I sell, that one ranks number 72. And that's not by me ranking it, that's by a company who ranks tires. So, it just depends on the application. I had a guy who has a Camaro with track pack, and he used to run nothing but Goodyear F1s. He'd be buying a set of those off of me every 2 track days. Goodyear Eagle F1s, supercars. Ran on the track for years and I knew him. The one time I couldn't get him the supercars, so we went with the Michelins because he said that was a good viable option after talking to all the guys on the track. He totaled his car. Second run on the track with the Michelins. They are, and they're super expensive. U.S. Royal Giant Tire Ferris Wheel at the 1964 New York World's Fair. I will check it out. West Texas, are you still here? It was on the side of 94 here in Michigan forever. Yeah, that's the thing about staggered tires, or set it and forget it. The raised Coopers at white lettering is going to match my toolbox. Okay, well, cool, man. If you're happy with it, that's fine. They're just not the tire you looked up or you were going after, which I think is a better tire. But if I think your application, those Coopers will be fine. You too. Have a great night, Elle. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being here and chilling with us for a bit. Have a great Thanksgiving as well. Man, my mouth hurts, you guys. Talking sucks. Yeah. Are you talking to me, Richard? You're jerking my chain? Wrong channel, what's up? Well, Justin, I live in an area where I have farmers, I have people who are actively going up trails and things like that to go hiking, constantly going over the mountain pass that has snow and ice on it for at least 4 months out of the year. So the people that drive around here, so you're actually getting the Falcons or you're not? Now I'm confused. Because if so, why'd you let me go on that rant for 20 minutes? Damn. Yeah, well, that's where the tire I sent Richard for. No, you're not. You're getting the Coopers. Okay. Yeah, they don't make that tire anymore. I think they discontinued it a couple years ago. Couple, and I'm being very um like I'm talking like probably 6 or 7 years ago, if not more. Oh, you're only messing around with the toolbox. Gotcha. You don't have to go white out. You can go black out if you want. Those tires go both ways. Oh, worked discount around 2K. Excellent company. You worked a discount around the year 2000. Yeah, they are a great company. Especially to work for. My boss's boss is a really cool dude. They're buying my dentures for me, so now granted I do work up front. I do need to talk and I have to look a certain way, and I guess I don't look that way the way I should, but they care enough about me and the job I do there to invest that into me. Justin, you're saying discounts the worst place to get tires? Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought you were just saying that we were the worst place to buy tires. So no, I was just gonna say you just got the wrong person. No, I understand what you're talking about. Those are just placed. They'll still take your regular payment, bro. It just if you have a certain way that you have to pay, then those are the stipulations you have to deal with, unfortunately. But I'm glad I don't work for a company like that. 10 ply, Mr. Richard, for work. The ply doesn't matter really on your traction rating there, bro. Not a whole lot. Not enough to make a difference to add the extra weight. He needs the weight on the truck, not on the tires. Finding a good relationship with somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. Yeah, but he should be in the 10 plies, and he is. For starts, he's got 10 plies that he's putting on tomorrow. So that's going to help with his workload because he's already talking about carrying stuff that a 250 should carry. So that's going to help some of that, anyways. But having weight in the back of the truck. Oh, you're okay, bro. You have no reason to apologize. You're good. But for the application that he's talking about, having an F-150 hauling farm equipment is not really the best thing. You should have a 250, if not a dually. But then you're talking about a small mortgage payment instead of an actual car payment, if that's the case. So I can see why you went with the F-150 plus they're a dime a dozen. Yeah, so you get a bigger truck. But if you're using that to do what you're needing to do and it works, a 27-foot RV is really not that long. And if it's a lightweight one, then you're okay. Plus, your tongue weight's not all that much. You're really more straining your transmission than you are your tires. In a Ford fucking Ranger. Rocka, have a good night, man. Have a great Thanksgiving. And now you're talking about the lightest of pickup trucks. I know people have to have 4 or 5 sandbags in the back of their truck year round just to give them traction in the back. Yeah, Rocka, have a good night, man. Thanks for chilling for a bit. Appreciate you. I think West Texas, though, deals with big truck tires. I don't think he deals with passenger rated stuff. I think he deals with much larger stuff. I'm not sure, though. He's got me wondering now. I'm going to have to pop on his next live and ask him. Well, you'd have to have it on that big of a body kit just for the tires to fit. Because the biggest tire you can really stuff under that without any kind of trimming or modifications is maybe a 31. So that would make sense why the 4-inch lift, because when you're talking inches in tires, you're only talking about 3 inches you have to compensate for. And normally that's an inch and a half front, inch and a half the back. But for that big, it's 6 because it's 3 and 3. Not a full 7 on one side. But a lot of people don't realize. Oh, I'm sure it's lightweight. It's a Ranger. Four by four Rangers are badass. Oh, Richard, yours is an F-150 with an 8 foot, right? What has 400 horsepower? Oh, your truck does. That's cool. The four-wheel drive Rangers are very sought out. Very sought out. Yeah, you've got the power. There's no question there. It's just a matter of whether or not your training creates enough torque, but it obviously does because you're still hauling stuff around. So I'm surprised you haven't blown it yet, depending on what you're hauling. But you know, more power to you if you can make it work. Manual lockers were like the worst thing ever known to man, but you always were a guaranteed lock when it was done right. We had an '84 Bronco too when I was growing up. Inline six, solid lifters, 4-speed manual with an overdrive. True, true. I just don't like getting sand all in my shoes and shit when I'm doing that if I'm ever doing it. But you have a 22 Maverick with 4,000 pounds towing capacity. They are making them bigger and bigger now. Now. Played nice, wrong channel. Haven't you heard it's not the size of the truck that matters, it's how you use it? It's got 4,000 pounds towing capacity on the transmission. That's nothing to scoff at. You're not texting enough. Oh, I'm sure he's got a chew in right now. Ding! Oh, I've towed quite a few things before. I get it. Sounds like they're a little upset you're not representing Texas like you should. Well, that's clearly not the right application for what you're using it for or what you were using it for. But, you know, when you got to move something, you got to move something. F750, Jesus. The tow truck that tows tow trucks. Told you I have a real truck. Boom, boom. We have sand here. I mean, gas mileage being able to kind of road, doing kind of truck stuff. I can't see where the Maverick has a little niche. Well, let's be real, guys. I have put my Santa Fe in places that it should not have been. I have put my 2003 Subaru grocery getter wagon in places it should have never been because it could get there and I know how to drive. So, if you know how to drive and you know how to drive the vehicle that you're driving in the right applications, I guess it just really doesn't matter. When it gets wet, it's real stable. Look at the front wheel. Minivans can do things also. Oh, I know they can. Yeah, no, I'm just saying that I've seen people do crazy stuff with a minivan too. The Astro van. There was actually, you know, those Astro vans. Some of them were reinforced in the front and had a heavier chassis on them. I saw some of those roll over on 500,000, man. It was a shit design, but it worked. Huh, the 4x4 Beastie vans? Hell yeah. Ah, it's because it was too heavy. Yeah. But when you get stuck, if you keep going and dig the hole deeper and deeper and deeper, it makes it a lot worse. So some of that could have been brought on. I don't think it's that they think they can only go 50. I think it's because they can only go 50. If you know what I mean by that. I don't think it's a choice thing. I think it's a limitations thing. Could be a mental capacity issue too. Just think about it for a second. Nobody thinks that wrong. I don't think. Richard, you still here? I'm sure Richard's still here. I would imagine he's not easily offended. He's an ex army, ex military man. So well, I have my moments. I'm sure my ex-wife can definitely let you know that. But then again, I have a tendency to not pull any punches when I'm talking with her because you know she can be retarded sometimes. A unique voice. No, I have not thought about voice acting. Do I have a good voice? You guys? I mean, I've never really thought about it like that. It's because your truck was light enough, Richard. That's good. Just depends on on the terrain. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as it gets you where it needs to get you, right? Like I said, I have put my Santa Fe in places that it should have never been. And that little Subaru wagon, that was a car that could, man. I'll tell you what. My first, actually, ironically enough, so when I moved into this place 6 years ago, I just got done meeting and looking at the apartment with my kids, and we're walking out to the car, and we're talking, and I walk by this guy, and he goes, Todd, and I turn around and I look. It's my first ex-wife. It's her little brother. He's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm looking at an apartment. And he goes, oh, that's cool. I live right here. I'm like, small fucking world. So he went and talked to the landlord. Next thing I know, I got a call. What year was the Forester? Older square one? Had the head gasket issue? Crazy rides in Iraq. Guy had vice grips for steering. No doors, no quarter panels, hood or trunk. His music via boombox. With dangling shit all over the ride. Nice! And an 06, that makes sense. Them old square bodies were cool. I like these square body Foresters better than like the newer rounder ones. No head gasket. Old lady cranked it up after a big freeze. Oh, bum. Still shouldn't have caused like catastrophic damage unless there was already something kind of already going on. I mean, cars are meant to be. That's the reason why they're dual viscosity oils, right? And cars are driven in cold temperatures all the time. Just a matter of, I don't know. It depends on how cold it was, I guess. Dude, I had a Beetle. I had a 53 or a 63. That was the funnest car I ever drove. That and the Squareback. I had a 72 Squareback too. That was a very fun car to drive. There is no noise under the hood. Straight water, antifreeze, free Yankees. Also, it was just completely frozen. You probably cracked your block before she even cranked it. So I took that 63. Stack that gold. What's going on? '94 Escort, huh? My first car owned was a 78 Cougar, but I never saw it or drove it. My mom's boyfriend forged my name on the title and traded it for a Honda, which I saw but never drove. So the first car I rocked that I purchased on my own was a red with black tinted windows 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit. That's the first car I rocked on my own that I bought myself. Now, for what that little rabbit was, man, I've yet to really have a really bad car. Now that I think about it, I've yet to really have a bad car. Most of the vehicles that I've had, any problems that they had were very manageable and easy to deal with. So I've been pretty lucky in that sense. '72, huh? Super Beetle. Fully loaded Power Wagon, huh? Those are pretty nice too. '68 Impala custom, nice. '72 Super Beetle. I was always a pre '68 fan. Anybody who's into Beatles knows what I'm talking about. Who must live in a small town? Stack that gold. '64 Rambler, huh? Let's see here. How you doing, Nikki? I appreciate that. Thanks, brother. The diesel bug. If I was going to go Volkswagen diesel, I would go with the Thing. Doing good, bro. Doing good. We're a little stream. Ran a Whatnot game earlier. I mean, if you think about what I actually sold, it was successful because I only sold 1/2 ounce round and a bunch of floors. So 1/2 ounce round is what was sold and a bunch of floors. $170 in sales, so it's not bad. I have. Actually, I sent one to Nick, who is in channel. He's got one coming to him. I sent one to Raspberry Hedgehog. She's got one coming to her. And I'm sporting one myself. AAA, what's up, my friend? What is going on, brother? I also sent Raspberry some AAA iron-ons. I also sent her some AAA stickers. So she got a little AAA love coming. She got a sticker from me. My poker chip. And I sent her a whole bunch of stuff, you guys. I sent her a lot of stuff. She got a lot of stuff. I sent her a bunch of candy. She likes Tootsie Rolls. So I sent her some Tootsie Pops, which she had seen them, but she had never had them. So I sent her some Tootsie Pops, some Jolly Ranchers, because she was talking about the flavor that Jolly Ranchers had compared to the candy they have there. So I sent her some Jolly Ranchers as well. And there was something else that I sent. Oh, Warheads, because she said she likes sweet and sour. So I showed her, and I was just at the dollar store. I was at the dollar store and I showed her the candy aisle, and she's like, "Oh my god." I got to do a video. I got to do my first installment of my stacking training videos. And 01 is a classic in terms. Daily drive a Volvo 244. It'll tow and not get stuck. Well, it's because it's all-wheel drive. Did you manage to get your saltwater, Taffy? I did not manage to get her any saltwater because I didn't have any, and I wasn't going to travel to a bunch of stores. So in this installment, she got Tootsie Pops, which she's never had, Warheads, which she's never had, and I sent her some Jolly Ranchers, which I know she does. Oh, is it Real? What year is it again? So those are the candies that I sent her this time. I'll send her more. In 89, well, that makes sense. Before the all-wheel drive rage. 244. Is that a wagon? I wanted to get her some Laffy Taffy. I really did. But I didn't want to go to a whole bunch of stores. And honestly, I should go down to... she says she likes it. And then I showed her the package and she goes, "Is that a warning label?" And I'm like, yeah. Because at the dollar store, you can get the real stuff almost if you know what you're looking for, which is kind of cool. It's not all knockoff stuff. I go there all the time to pick up stuff because I pick up my envelopes there because I can get a 50 pack of envelopes for $1.25. You can't get those at the dollar. You can't get those at the store for that price. So there's a lot of stuff I get there that just you can get a 6 pack of ramen noodles there for $1.25, where at the store they ask for $2.50. For instance, you guys have to play things real close to the chest, so I know where all the bargains are. But she is gonna like those warheads. It says the first 30 seconds are gonna be super intense, but if you can handle the first 30 seconds, the rest of it will be sweet and pleasant. So I can't wait for her to try them. You know what I would have really liked to have sent her? Do you guys know about sour candies? How about crybabies? Sedan, wish it was a wagon, I bet. Sour Patch Kids aren't sour. It's not even worthy of talking about. Warheads are what I sent raspberry. Richard, have a good night, bro. Lemonheads really aren't sour either. Jolt Cola. I can get Jolt. Crybabies. If I could have found some Crybabies, that I would have loved to have sent her those. Because if you guys know anything about Crybabies, like, they actually did make you cry. That's how sour they were. They actually did make you cry. You have a great Thanksgiving too. Are you leaving, wrong channel? If you're leaving, have a great Thanksgiving also, bro. I appreciate you coming by. But crybabies, man, I'll tell you, they would actually make you cry. And they were a bubble gum. Okay. No, Jolt was not an energy drink, though. It was just a double to triple caffeine cola. Give me a second, you guys. I'm fucking freezing. I gotta turn my heater on. My baby blowing right on me. Let's go. Oh, fucking freezing. Yeah, well, no, they're not outlawed because you can get them now. They're just nowhere near what they were. And warheads are extreme sour. But I sent her some warheads, so I hope she likes them. She did say she likes sour candy, so. Starting to sweat, but my mouth is watering talking about all these candies, too. What up, Muscle Shell? I could do that. To be honest with you, she'll be getting up soon. I saw she was over at Michael and Nancy's, but I thought she was going to come over here. I don't think she popped over for long if she did. It's like 6:20 there. I know she's 8 hours ahead from me. For Brits never exposed to a warhead, that would make a nice short. Dude, you're telling me? I bet that would make a nice short. Can you imagine the content? How many hits she might get out of that? That would be amazing. That would be a good short. Oh, so she's had American candy. She was talking about how our candy has so much more flavor and it's so much sweeter, right? So, and so she was talking, okay, so like a small pack of like five or six, or maybe up to 10 small little Tootsie Rolls cost her like $12 and $13 to ship them to her. How nuts is that? So I just stuck them in the box that I sent her. I hope it goes through customs okay because I marked 12 ounces on the box and it ended up being like fucking 3.5 pounds. The only thing they could really red flag me for would be the candy because I put that on sending metals and coins, so they know what's going. And if they had an issue with the yarn, I could say that I was using it as packaging because it's soft and it took up a lot of space. Put some stank on it the American way. That's right. That's right. Put some stank on it. Hot as fuck, salty, sour, sweet. Yes, please. Candles are candles as a gift can't be taxed, I think. The only thing I'm worried about is if they open it up and they find the gold. Ooh, atomic fireballs. Ah. You can keep the Vegemite, bro. Do not want any Vegemite. Sorry. See, I can't believe people put that shit on toast. Ugh. I come from the land down under. Vegemite sandwich. Ugh. No, I'm sorry. My mouth is not watering anymore for anything. I'm like, if it's gonna water for anything now, it's gonna be because I'm trying to hold back. Vegemite. Oh my god. A little sugar and you're all good. And listen, you guys, I'm a fat guy. Okay, there's not much food that I won't eat. Okay, but I can't even stand the smell of Vegemite. Dude, you have to do more than do a dab. It's not bad with a little butter on toast. You know what? That's the problem with Vegemite. People use it like it's jelly, and oh my god, it's like, but it's a staple, right? So in Australia, it is what they put on toast and sandwiches, and it makes complete sense. It's fine. In Hawaii, they eat a lot of spam because it's a staple. Like McDonald's serves spam in Hawaii, right? Laugh out loud. That being said, I might take a hard pass on Vegemite. Listen, man, you might like it. If you like the smell of vitamin B in an overwhelming, almost make your eyes water type of way, go for it. It tastes very similar to the way it smells, in my opinion. But everybody's got taste. I don't like caviar, but I know people like caviar, right? So it's all right. People can like Vegemite. If they didn't like it, they wouldn't be making it and selling it still. And the reason I say that about the spam is because whether it's a staple everywhere or not, they don't cook spam at McDonald's here. But they definitely do in Hawaii. From what my buddy was telling me, you get spam and rice in Hawaii. It's good for you. Just eat it. Okay, Dad, I'm sorry. I'll eat my food. I can't deal with slime food, aka oysters, snails, or other similar things. Um, I'll tell you, Justin. Now, I'm not an okra fan, but it's still not bad. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'd eat it if I needed to. Oysters cooked on a barbecue. You take them, you put them out there on the barbecue, and they open up as they cook. Put a slice of butter inside and a small little piece of garlic and let it cook for about, I don't know, 35, 45 seconds after it's open. Nah, dude, you shuck that thing right off. You shuck that thing right off the right there at the barbecue, man. It's not slimy at all when you cook it with butter like that. Yeah, fried okra. So fried okra is not bad. Boiled okra is definitely, or steamed is not my fave. But I've done fried okra before. It's not bad. Yeah, I'm not an anchovy fan. But fresh anchovies are better than canned ones. You gotta understand that. So like fresh anchovies and like You could say you don't like tuna, right? But unless you've had fresh tuna cooked the right way, I mean, tuna is best served more of a medium rare, cooked on the outsides and not cooked all the way through. Kind of chucking now. All right, Justin, all right. Pickled okra. I've never had pickled okra. I've not had pickled okra. But I can tell you, um, I've had some really, really good fresh cooked collards before, and they're bomb. But collards made the wrong way, ugh. Collards are one of those things that will make or break you depending on how many times you're willing to try them. Because if you've had it bad, you won't try it again, in my opinion. Very easy. Very easy. And the thing with collards, a lot of people don't realize you got to have some fat in there from some sort of protein, right? So a lot of times people use chicken butt, they use all kinds of stuff that is a very fatty portion of it, and it adds so much flavor to it. You can use bacon as well, or fat trimmings or this or that, but you got to have that in there in order for it to really add the extra flavor that you need for the okra to turn or for the collards to turn out right. Yeah, you guys just saying exactly what I was saying. So yeah, right on. I'm right there with you. But they're definitely something that will make or break you on the first time you try them. If you get them and they're made wrong, dude, it's just gonna taste foul. But then again, I like fresh spinach, like spinach in a salad. I'll take some spinach in a salad, but I don't like cooked spinach. I don't like that extra iron flavor that spinach gets. Ham hocks or hog jowls, yeah, either one will work. It's all a matter of the fat. It's all a matter of the fat, and you need the extra flavor from the juices. So that's the reason why bacon works so easy because it's so easy to render. It cooks down pretty quick, and you can chop up some bacon pretty fast. There's really no prep. Well, maybe you should start doing that. You start charging them too. 3 out of 4. 3 out of the last 4 streams I was in tonight ended up in food discussion. Hey, maybe that's what you're bringing in, Marsh. Maybe you bring the food to the table, bro. Maybe that's what's going on here. It's not the streams, it's you, bro. And you know what? I thank you for it. Well, you know what? You're a victim of your own success, Justin. You have to set proper expectations, man. We did. We did, didn't we? We went from tires to vehicles to food. That just goes to show, stream doesn't always have to be about metals. Even though I'm a metals guy, I'll always revert back to metals at one point. Dude, I'll talk about anything. You guys are my peeps, you're my fam. I'd eat a tire if you boil it in butter long enough. I don't know about that, man. It's still going to taste like rubber, no matter how much butter you boil it in. Yeah, you guys, just my meal has to be chopped up into such tiny little pieces this year. It's so hard to eat. No, I'm not going to blender it. The only thing I'm going to have a hard time with is going to be the tri-tip. I have a really hard time with bread because of how chewy it is. I can't do chips anymore. I got like I have 11 functioning teeth in my head. No, it's chewing that's the hard time, bro. The tri-tip gets cooked appropriately. Um, I know, man, but it's just a long run. Yeah, I know, Nick. I know. I can't. If I could bite through a sandwich, I couldn't chew the bread very well. Like it's just bread for some reason is my nemesis right now. Like my biggest nemesis, piece of bread. And I like bread. I like toast. I like toast. No, bro. What I'm gonna do, I already have a plan. I'm gonna take the chicken breast or the turkey breast, and I'm gonna shred it with my fork, and that'll make it manageable because then I can just swallow it with my mashed potatoes, my gravy, my corn. You know, like how I do it. You know, so just tri-tip will be the bigger problem. I just have to cut it into smaller pieces, and you know, go slow. But yes, in 6 months from now, or not even in 6 months from now, in like less than 6 weeks from now, like literally, I'm walking out of the dentist with teeth. They're putting them in my face before I leave the dentist office after they pull them all out. They're literally putting the dentures on. They told me with the amount of swelling that I will see, that having the dentures on will limit the amount of swelling I have. Also, it'll make it so I can actually eat, because if the swelling takes over without having the dentures on, I won't be able to put them on for a few months because of the amount of swelling and how long the swelling will last. And I'm experiencing that with the bottom left half of my jaw right now. Making extra turkey like pulled pork. I have actually added barbecue sauce to the turkey after turkey dinner for like leftovers and stuff. I've done that before. It's not bad. For fear of loosening them, I cut off bites with a knife and fork. Getting older sucks. Yeah, John, I feel you, but I'm only 47. So I know getting older sucks, but I'm not in a spot to where I thought that I would be experiencing this at my age. Now I can tell you that I've literally pulled teeth out of my head because they're so loose. Use tongue to smash soft foods up with roof of mouth to get more flavor out. Nick, I've learned how to eat with no teeth so far. I figured it out. It's just I have to think about it every time before I do it. Just to remind myself. With wife and me, the turkeys turned into leg-sized wings for main meals and leftovers. The breast is to turn into 2 to 4 9 round pot pies or lunch meat. Nice. We always get a bird, and then we add an extra pound of meat, or not an extra pound of weight to the bird per person as well for leftovers. I'll be alright. I just was thinking about how I had to set it up so I could actually eat with everybody else, which is fine. It is what it is. A couple weeks I'll have teeth. What up, somebody? Just suck on it more until you get a full set of teeth back. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Justin. Just chilling, bro. Just chilling. Everybody's talking. We've had quite the range of combo tonight. Yep, just kind of chilling. We've had quite the range of conversation. Like I said, we've talked about tires. We've talked about cars. We've been talking about food. Talk about all kinds of stuff. The only thing we haven't managed to talk about tonight is metals, except for when I first showed off the Star Wars pieces. I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll suck it up. Chicken and potatoes, awesome meal. I've got some potatoes on my stove I'm looking at right now, thinking about why I didn't put them in before I started the stream. Because they could have been baked and ready to go by now. And I could have slathered them in some butter, cut them with a fork, sprinkle them with a little bit of salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic pepper, or garlic powder, and then had myself a potato meal. Got no sour cream, but I do have some actual real butter. So, yeah, I'm going to roll that way today. And I bought some English muffins the other day, thinking that I might be able to power through one or two of them. And I made one last night, which wasn't too bad. But they're more doughy than bread is, or they're more harder than chips is. So it's like one or the other. So I'll have to leave those for the kids for this weekend. Yes, I will. I will 100% agree with you, Justin. Having a worry about what we're going to eat or how we're going to eat it is a good problem to have. Bread is a suck fest. Sourdough is best I can imagine. Sourdough is best you can manage. Um, Sourdough isn't quite as doughy as white bread, right? So yeah, I could see that. But bread does suck. Bread sucks bad. The crust is too hard. I love sourdough too. Or an actual piece of slice of French bread, an actual loaf of French bread, Italian or Italian bread, where the crust is crispy on the outside and the center is just soft like a cloud. Now my mouth is watering again, damn it. Make your own bread from wheat berries. So I'm the guy that can shuck 3 cloves of garlic, put them on a cookie sheet, um, paint them with some olive oil, and put them in the oven and roast them. When you're done with that, you take them out, squeeze the insides over a wheat thin, or if you want to go softer, which you could do, a Ritz cracker works really well for it too. It is amazing. Managing the gluten helps. Turn this fucking heater back on. Did not cut the cool. Did not warm up the legs. Let's go. As a matter of fact, I will be right back, you guys. Give me a second. Yes, the gluten issue is from the U.S. bread. Get wheat berries certified, no chemicals when growing. Normally ends that gluten issue. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I went and put those potatoes in the oven real quick. Sober Stacker, what's going on? Bob was flexing with the 50? Oh, motherfucker. Be a dick, dude. I don't know why he thinks he's got more power than he does. I'm sure there are myths around gluten. I don't think Bob's got enough space on his lap to double fist 50s. What you up to, Sober? Yeah, dude, I can't wait for that silver sea turtle to come. I was longer than that. I was closer to almost 6 years ago. I was working at Best Tire Center, and the owner, or not the owner, the manager had family in Texas that was going through a snowstorm. I don't know if it's the chemicals they spray or the chemicals they add, because if you make bread at home, like just make bread, it doesn't turn out anything like the white bread that you buy at the store. And regular homemade bread is better for you than the white bread you buy at the store. It didn't surprise me any. $4 years ago. All right, somebody. We'll see you later, bro. Thanks for chilling. I'm not doubting that Justin's right or wrong. I just know that if you make your own bread, it is still better for you than the store bought stuff. And I could actually probably chew my bread if I made it.
Left side, you're a 70-year-old man. On the right side, you're a 35-year-old black man.
Rolling blackouts and everything's shutting down. Oh, and the impatience of her turning the key on the car that killed your Subaru. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, a few years ago we had an ice storm around here that was it was about 4 years ago too. I think a lot of the country froze over then. I lost power for a week and a half at my house. That was shitty. I had to clear out my whole fridge and freezer, and literally I was able to put everything on the front porch, food wise, and most of it kept, but a lot of it didn't, or some of it didn't. Like 75% of Texas had no power. Lots of people had water pipes burst and such. It was like Fort Hood during that. I was near Fort Hood during that. The funny thing about store-bought bread versus homemade bread is that the store-bought bread is packed full of preservatives, yet homemade has just as long as a shelf life. Yep, no power for weeks. No, I get it on the shelf life thing. I get it. And that's crazy because the amount of sugar that's in it is what actually makes it mold faster too. I don't use sugar in my homemade bread when I make it. Salt, water, flour, and yeast. Yeah, in Oregon we had to drip water to make sure our pipes wouldn't burst as well. Lost power for a half hour, stayed warm, but dang, I liked that vehicle. Do you watch Turbo Stacking? He had a pretty good video about platinum. I just can't pull the trigger on platinum yet. Your thoughts? Funny thing about that is, Sober, is I was thinking about buying platinum in a couple of weeks. Nothing major, just a quarter ounce, a tenth, or a quarter ounce, something like that. Something more than a gram. Thing about platinum, though, and I was talking to other people about this earlier as well. It's funny that you're bringing it up. Is the premiums are very extreme when you can find it. So it's just stacking is not a problem. It's stacking it without a huge premium. But I'm looking to pick up about a quarter ounce. I was thinking about a half ounce, but I dialed that back a little bit. Now I get a quarter ounce for about $400, ideally. That's what I'm hoping for in a couple of weeks. So that's what I'm gonna look to do. Whether I end up picking up a couple of tenths or a quarter, I'm not sure. But yeah, platinum's definitely a hold until it's not. I'm 100% with you there. But I hold most of my metals. I mean, I have certain metals that I do sell on Whatnot, right? So I sold this half ounce today on Whatnot with some proof quarters as floors, right? I sold 33 envelopes for $165. It's not a horrible night, but for 2 hours of my time, it wasn't bad. I would have liked to have done better. Wrong. Have a good night, man. Thanks for swinging by and hanging out with us. You can't afford a bunch of gold. Justin, what are you talking about? Oh, you can. Oh, you don't have to buy a bunch of gold. Nobody's talking about that. Stack silver or copper. Stack what you're gonna stack. It sounds like you already have your stacking plan. You know. I am gonna buy some more gold though. I'm gonna buy some more silver. Give what a sec, Justin. But I'm on a 15-year hold, so I'm in an accumulation phase, and I'm gonna just keep accumulating as I go. I have to stack on a schedule because if I deviate from that schedule, then it's not going to work. Justin, I mean, I honestly believe that everybody could stack gold. If you can't stack gold because of something other than, like if the government won't let you stack gold or this or that, then I mean, I get that, but you're allowed to be a silver stacker. You're allowed to be just focused on one if you want. Um, I have both because at the end of the day, let me ask you a question. If you had to just grab your stuff and go in a go bag, just a go bag, is it easier to carry? We'll just use this as an example. 4 gold coins or 100 ounces of silver. So for me, I stack silver so I can get to the gold, right? I mean, that's essentially every stacker out there has a plan to convert it to gold at one point, or a lot of them, anyways. And that's what my plan is to do. When I stack enough silver and the GSR changes and gets low enough, then I'll convert my silver to gold. That's what my plan is. Everybody's got their own plan, but that's what my plan is. Gold's easier to manage. It's easier to take and cut and run with. It's easier to do all kinds of stuff with. Now, silver definitely does have its purpose, and that's the reason why I stack silver as well. However, I would rather, you know, be running out with 4 tubes of constitutional and a pocket full of gold coins opposed to a backpack full of. There are a lot of things to that. I have a survival go pack. I um I have I have multiple things that I have a spot where I have a bunch of stuff that's waiting for me in case something does happen. But I have the essential tools and everything that I'll need to get to that spot. Now, am I a prepper by any means? No. Could I prep better for a situation? Yes, 100%. I have a 22 LR at my disposal. I also got a 40 and 9 at my disposal as well. So, I mean, I've got rifles. I can get to a 30-30 and a 30-06. So I have a long, a more higher power rifle if I need one. I have a shotgun. But you're talking go bag, like get up and go bag? My 40, 3 full clips, 2 boxes of rounds just for my go bag. I have another survival go bag that I would take as well. Survival kit, you know, saw, all that stuff. Axe. hammer. Prepper is overused. I would imagine so. And there's nothing wrong with being prepared. But there is a stigma when it comes to being a prepper, and I don't know why that is. You're almost considered a doomsayer. But if we lost power tomorrow, like if the lights did not turn on tomorrow, I could get by just fine for quite some time in my house. Without having to go out, buy food, or do anything else like that. I've got plenty of stuff like that for when that time happens. For if that time happens. Justin, did you receive your coins yet? My go bag has a lot of stuff, and I just gave you a quick little rundown, but yeah. You checked the tracking on that yet? Should be any day, man. Surprised you don't have it yet. Maybe Wednesday. Oh, it was Wednesday. It should be there tomorrow. I don't have a water bill. And I just paid my power bill. You'll get it Monday or Tuesday then. Nice. All right, you guys. About 2 hours, 15 minutes in. My potatoes will be done here soon. I fucking get ready for work tomorrow. I have to fucking work tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. You guys all have a great Thanksgiving if I don't see you tomorrow. I will probably see you Friday though. So if I don't talk to you guys beforehand, have a great Thanksgiving. I appreciate all of you for being here. T-Ho, I was just getting ready to sign off, brother. In honor of Troubled One being here, we can hang out for a few extra minutes. It's not a problem. Tio, are you just waking up, getting ready for work? Yeah, I'll give you guys 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes in me. $15 minutes. The humble's gonna cut. What's going on, Troubled One? Milo woke him up. I bet he did. Probably jumping on his face. Milo, I'm sure, is starting to look less and less like a kitten and more like a cat now, though. Oh, did you? He's not going to let you live that down. You know that, right? Oh, I'm sure he has. Not a cute little fluffy kitten anymore. Now he's becoming a cat. Yeah, he's going to make you pay for that. Cats are fun. Kittens are fun. I'm not a cat fan, but kittens are fun. Like, oh, that so needs to be on the floor. Oh, for sure. I could see it happening too. Cats are mischievous. Cat will be like, knock something off your counter, look right at you and be like, I didn't do that. It was the dog. And you don't have a dog. Yes, true. Nothing is safe on anything other than the floor. That is 100% accurate. Yeah, and then he'll try to blame it on the dog you don't own. I didn't do that. I watched you do it. No, it wasn't me. Oh, really? Who? It was the dog. We don't own a dog. Yeah, you do. Maybe he ran away, but he was here, knocking shit over. Fucking cats. Mischievous little fuckers. See, like I said, not a cat fan, so only owned them when I was younger in the country. They ate mice. We never bought cat food. I do need to go to bed soon. Got about another 8 minutes in me. Justin asked for 15. We got 8 more minutes. Plus, potatoes are still cooking. Yeah, back to work tomorrow. My mouth is fucking killing me. I was supposed to be there today and I called in. I will, Justin, but we're on Discord, so just DM me. I'll check it out though. It's the funds troubled one. It's coming up with the funds for it. So please do, Justin. Send me some links, bro. You know I'm interested. Troubled one. Text me. You know my number. Just text me. But for me, it's coming up with the funds, bro. But you know my number. All right, bro. Okay, you're calling it and waiting for troubled one to start his so humble can sleep. Oh, for sure, Justin. I know that you're a resource if I ever needed you to be. And I appreciate that, so thank you. All right, but you guys, I'm out. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to eat my potatoes and then I'm going to go to bed. So you all have a good night. I appreciate everybody for being here. Muscle Shell's back in. Let's go. Signing off, guys. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you all for coming to hang out with me. Oh, shit, I'm tired. I won't be on tomorrow. I dropped the kids off Thursday. I might be on Thursday, but you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Spend it with friends and family. Enjoy yourselves. And I will see you guys soon. Peace. Good night, everyone.